Welcome to Adventures in Freeze Drying. Today we are going to make a chicken teriyaki casserole that can be a one-dish meal, like meal in a Mylar bag or meal in a jar. Already pre-cooked, so if you're taking this on a trip, it is just add hot water. So I'm excited to get started on this. You're going to need 3 cups of cooked chicken that's been sliced, 3 cups of pre-cooked brown rice, 1 cup of scallions or green top onions, 1 cup of diced red pepper, 3 cups of bite-sized broccoli florets, some teriyaki sauce, sesame oil, and cornstarch. You're going to either want a Dutch oven or an oven-proof pan, skillet, to throw this in your oven. So let's go ahead and start throwing this together. I just put my Dutch oven on the stove and turned the stove to medium heat. I'm going to use half of the oil that it calls for. So instead of using 2 tablespoons, I'm just going to use a tablespoon since this is going to be freeze dried. I'm going to add my broccoli, my scallions or green top onions, and my diced red peppers. We're going to cook this just until these start to become tender, no more. And while this is cooking, I'm going to make a sauce with some water, teriyaki, and adding 2 cloves of garlic to that sauce. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook, and we'll be back as soon as we're ready to move to the next step. My veggies have been cooking for about 4 minutes. I've stirred a few times to make sure they're getting heated evenly. I'm going to go ahead and add my 3 cups of sliced chicken, which I started with some chicken tenders and just cooked them on like my George Foreman type grill to have those ready for this with just a little salt and pepper on them. I'm going to add my 3 cups of rice. Again, this was pre-cooked. I made it in my Instant Pot. And you could already have this stuff made and frozen. You could use some canned chicken. There's lots of different ways you can come to the chicken and the rice situation. And then I mixed up the cornstarch, teriyaki sauce, water, and garlic. And we're going to pour that over the top of this. And again, really stir to get it incorporated. Smells really good. And then we're throwing this in a 350-degree oven to bake for about 15 minutes. And we'll then pull that out and show you what it looks like once it's cooked. This just came out of the oven. It is nice and hot, clear through. Some of my teriyaki kind of settled to the bottom, but that's okay if I get this mixed back up. I think it'll incorporate beautifully. So we're going to let this cool, and then we will get this trayed up. Pretty sure this is all going to fit easily on a large tray, maybe even a single medium. And we'll get it pre-frozen and then into the freeze dryer. The chicken teriyaki skillet bake fills exactly 1 large freeze drying tray. We're going to get this frozen in the freeze dryer, and I'll see you when it's coming out. It has been about 42 hours since I started my load. I always have 24 hours of extra dry time, so we've done about 19 hours of extra dry time on this. I'm going to go ahead and check and make sure it's dry. It should be, but you always check before you absolutely end it. So I hit cancel. I don't do anything here until I'm sure it's dry. Once I'm sure it's dry, I can choose defrost or no defrost, but this gives me that more dry time if I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and vent my machine and get this open, and we'll check on the food. So here's our chicken teriyaki skillet casserole. It looks good. Oh yeah, this is definitely, there's no cold spots in this as I'm feeling with my hands. Everything feels styrofoamy. It's just fallen up, like the rice isn't sticking or anything. This is definitely done. So I'll bag this up, and then we'll see you in the kitchen. I have our chicken teriyaki skillet all bagged up. I took the dry mass of everything that was freeze dried. The recipe said that it made 6 servings, so I divided that mass by 3. And it just fits, 2 servings just fit inside this meal pouch from Wallaby. I like these. I prefer meal pouches to meal in a jar simply because if I take this along, even if I want to bring this home and wash it and reuse it, whatever, it folds flat. Jars are bulky. They break. I prefer Mylar. Nothing wrong with jars. It's your personal preference. So I'm going to go ahead and rehydrate this. I am starting with 1 cup of chicken broth. After that, if I want to use water to finish rehydrating it, great. But with the chicken in here and the rice, I just think it's going to be more flavorful if we use chicken broth. So I'm going to get that hot and we'll start rehydrating. I have my 1 cup of chicken broth heated up to boiling temp. I'm going to open my Mylar bag. Since I just sealed this, I did not put an OA in, but you would want to pull that OA out before you added your liquid. I'm going to add 1 cup in here. I'm going to zip it back closed. And then I'm going to kind of do this a little bit. And we're going to let this sit for 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and check on it and see if I need more water. So in 3, 2, 1. So let's go ahead and check on this. I made a guess at the 1 cup, and I do believe that's just going to be just about perfect. We'll have to see how that rice tastes, if it's still crunchy or if it's done here. Smells really, really good. Still have about half of it in there. Take a look at that. Yummy. Nice and hot. From fork perspective, I feel like the rice is rehydrated. See how my chicken did. Chicken is good. Broccoli and peppers are wonderful. Rice is just a teensy bit crunchy yet. I don't think it needs more water. I think it just needed a little more time to rehydrate. But this is a win. This is excellent. Easy. 1 dish meal with the rice and the veggies and your protein in there. Thank you for joining me on Adventures in Freeze Drying. Do check out freezedryingsupplies.com. That is where I get my stackers, my pre-cut parchment, my lids. I really like their supplies. I hope you do too. And we'll see you next time on Adventures in Freeze Drying.